All right, here is our league race at Atlanta, Atlanta '08, Superstar Cup. I qualified fifth, and here we are, heat race number one, starting second. My teammate Alex starting third. My buddy Hunter starting fourth. So try and get the heat race win. Haven't won one of these before, so do a little race review of the heat race and feature event. And hope everybody likes it. Really good jump. Managed to not beat him to the line. I've done that before, but I timed this perfectly, I think. It was close. Could have gotten black. Didn't, so it's good. Yeah, once I have the outside secured here off of 2, where it starts to get really loose and hard for the inside car to stay in the gas, I should put it in. So. First lap was a lot of feeling out how much grip the track had. So it changed a lot from qualifying to these heat races. But the heat races are so short, 7 laps. I mean, I am just pedal to the metal here. Some looseness off of 2. Definitely burning these tires.
Eric, did I give you enough room?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Unfortunately, this is where Alex he gets caught up. 63 gets loose off the corner. Yeah, so here's. It's tight, loose.
Eric, did I give you enough room?
No cautions these though, so.
Oh yeah, I hit the wall.
Now we're getting a little loose off of 4. Yeah. So
I think I got arrow tight.
got Hunter and me running down. Hunter's really good at running the bottom, but it's very hard to pass on the bottom here. I just figured how short it is, just keep the top.
I didn't mean to finish you off there. I had no time to react.
Pretty impossible for me to get, so just run my line here. Just gotta get through the nerve. 4 laps. It is really fun to run the wall, but it's tough on tires.
I apologize. I suspected the guy that dumped the other guy in the back for a while. So I was trying to squeeze up why. I'm sorry. Now's the time to do it, brother, and I'll get it.
Really close to scrubbing the wall there. Got it from this angle. I probably was just about dragging it there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Just loose. Yeah. Wasn't as close as I thought, but close. Yep, there's something you're really just trying to get every inch. My rear end likes to kick out right at the last second there, too. So there we go, last lap. go. That'll be my first heat win, so that's fun. And I'll go right to the race now. Probably just do some cockpit. Get this race. Pretty good initial start. 14 on the outside of me. A little slow on the intro, which allowed me to get a really good roll. 1-2. Sam gets loose. I have pretty good quick reactions here because this could have been big on lap 1 for everybody. Fortunately, that me having to get out of the gas allows him to stay alongside me, which caused me the ability to just take the lead out right on my own. It's alright, I don't really like leading here anyway. I think it's hard to lead and keep your right rear on it, so I eventually get the lead from here as he tries to save some tire. I get to lead my lap. Start taking it a little bit easy. Just really trying to not get on full throttle early. It's earlier on full throttle right rear, taking off the car here. So just trying to get through the corner without sliding the, you gotta be careful not to slide the right front, which I did a bit there. Slide the spin the right rear. So it's a tough balance. It's a delicate balance, and it's hard to do it while leading because the car's loose and got a bunch of guys just breathing down your neck. So I liked saving in the middle lane to keep up, to be honest. I felt like I could kind of keep it revved up a little bit. I didn't have to worry about going from low throttle to high throttle and spinning the right rear like in the bottom lane. So, middle is where I ended up finding it's my favorite to save some tire. Being able to hold the guys up like this while I'm not really pushing very hard does benefit me. Just 'cause it takes so much to try to pass somebody on the inside. Just holding them up, being easy, being gentle on the outside. Eventually they'll push it and get past me. I'm stealing some laps right here, so it's good. Sam finally gets back. I'm not going to push the issue here. I could have probably been a little more aggressive on my tires early. I kind of overestimated how much they'd fall off. Yeah, honestly, they didn't fall off that bad. Not as bad as I was thinking coming in. There you can see a bit of looseness. But you could kind of drive it. It wasn't a situation where you really had to be super delicate. Like right here, I could probably be getting full throttle quite a bit earlier, really hurting him much. But hard to know that the first 10 laps of the race, so just playing it easy. Just really trying to enter into free nice and easy. There were some guys really throwing it in free, and that's a really good way to But yeah, this is great. Chugging laps, running fifth, being really easy on the tires. It's exactly how I want this race to go at this point. Early, but I feel like really good about how my pace is matching up, how light I'm using the tires to. I'm not sure what it's for, but fast forward. Tires wear out so quick, gotta pit. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, gotta pit here. So. Little ginger getting in the box that time, but no reason to risk pushing it and sliding through, costing myself spots, so all good. It's a good pit stop. Come out where I went in. So I'll be fifth on the restart. Unfortunately, yeah, Sam takes the outside from the lead, so I'll be restarting behind second place, which is generally a disadvantage this close to the front of the field, but let's see what happens. I'll say this is the run that goes long, so this one was important. Tires. So I'm a little slow in the start, but Fryer right next to me is also a little slow in this one. I get through the gears better. So I have myself a bit of a gap. Anderson right on the phone. I know he's going to be pushing hard to get to the lead, so kind of just take it real ginger. I'm not going to let him force it on me. I've had that happen before. Not the business of getting spun out on lap 7 right now, or lap 17. So just letting him take this one. Cutting some slack on the exit, just make sure we're not raising too wide for very long. Just get back to running my laps, and I think, yeah, we got Craig. Craig behind me, he was really driving into 3 hard early in this run. Really putting some stress on his right front. Just watch how deep he drove in. Taking it a little light, but I think you need to be taking it a little lighter there. Eventually it just gets to the point where I'm not trying to get my left rear taken out. So I think I ended up conceding. I think I dropped all the way back to like 10th or so. This start of this run just to allow myself to keep the tires cool, and it does pay dividends at the end. You have to watch it a little bit. Yeah, he sends it in there. As much as I'd like to just ride it out behind Anderson here, it's not worth the risk of someone just running it right into my left rear on corner entry. So it's just best. I've learned to just let these guys go, especially at a track where it's as hot and slick as this, and tires are gonna matter. I knew what he was doing there was just not gonna be sustainable. Donnie's also driving pretty hard here. A lot of these guys were really pushing early in this run and just didn't get 2x2 very much. So Donnie goes, takes it, slides up. Nathan was really fast. There's Hunter too. I let him go as well. Back to 11. Again, just being easy on the tires. If we go green, it'll really pay off at the end of the run. So watch how it plays out. Big moment there. A bit of a trickle by everybody, but no problems. So keep racing. I think I got to clear Nathan there. We got 63 inside me. Kind of hitting the point in the run where I don't want to be giving up too many spots too easily, but he it's just not a great idea to really force that issue. Done it. That's how you get taken out. So, lap 24, just let him go. Dylan Johnson's on the inside now. So, we're getting close to that 10 lap mark, which is the first real stage where the guys that are really killing it really start to fall off. You see Donnie and Craig down there. I think they start feeling it the first. If they're not feeling it first. That corner was a really good illustration of just like where I'm starting to gain my time on guys. It's just how decisive I can be on throttle compared to them. That's a huge run when you get down the back stretch here. So you can already see some of the early signs of tire wear. I think Craig's really getting off the exit. Yeah, it's labeled there. I think Donnie almost spun it around this time too. So, put a little more of the weight on the right front, so you keep the tires wearing even. It is easy to wear the right rear wheel with the right front. It's ridiculous for sure. Now we're like 12 or so laps in a row. 13. So just getting through 1-2 really good there. especially on the inside line. That's one of the reasons why I stayed out on the inside. It's just too many moments where if you're just a little too early and aggressive on the throttle, you are go straight to that inside wall. So that's like a lean up from the bottom from the tire saver. It's also doing a good job of keeping my nose clean. It's cleaner air. Probably could have run the bottom line more in 3 and 4. I think it would have been better. It's something I would do differently next time. But I had a comfort zone. That's why I stuck to it. It worked out pretty well. But I definitely like the middle too. It's a really good mix of the benefits of not being on the outside and not being on the inside. It's a good sweet spot. You can see just drive a little bit deeper in on the bottom. But at this point, yeah, I remember that. I was like, oh no, did I just cook my right rear? But I settled in, and that was like really one of my only big moments until the very end of this run. Really, you're just waiting to get a good run off a corner where a guy gets a bit too loose. Like Eric's getting loose there. I gave him a little bit of grace, and that got me a little loose, so I couldn't get the run. I didn't want to go under him and have him spin down into me. It would have been a really unfortunate way to go. So better just back off. We're still early. No reason to force the issue. You know, I can tell he's starting to struggle, so I'll go to work behind him here. Hunter, I imagine Hunter just went to the bottom and started getting passed by guys who jumped to the top. Because I don't think his tires were that bad here. He just was being a little bit easier than the rest of the guys in front of him as they jumped to the top. I'm showing high. If he wants to give me a lane, I'll take it. If he doesn't, it's no big deal. Oh yeah, big move from Sam there. They have 3 wide, so this is getting a little sketchy. I'm trying to get a sight line just to make sure nothing crazy happens. Zaya with a bit of a loose moment. Eric getting backed up by Sam. Not enough for me to really pounce. Look low here. Yeah, this isn't my favorite spot to be, so now I'm trying to push the envelope. Get back in line. Should still have about 12 or so laps on this run, so I'm seeing guys starting to struggle in front of me, so I know I'll get them here. Just gonna be patient, be smart about it. Show high on air. Again, if he gives me a lane, great. If he doesn't, it's fine. Really strong exit there. A little too far back from there to really make this move work, so just gotta start stacking corners together. really rotated that corner very well. Got loose on exit. That's what happens if you rotate the corners too well. You get a little too confident in the throttle, and that'll just make the right rear step out. It's a tough track to run. It's a ton of fun. See, everybody's getting up to the high line now as their tires start to really hurt. Trying to protect. Got Hunter here, show high. Been really patient with these guys, so I know we're getting closer to the end of a run. I can't just be patient forever. Gotta make use of my tires now that I know that mine are better. So big moment from Sam there. That gets you trimmed up out of Eric. Hunter's still below me. Yeah. So ideally here it'd be really nice if Hunter just let me work on Eric, but I had to kind of contend with both car below me, behind me, and the car in front of me. So watch this little battle from Hunter's point of view, because it is pretty good. It's pretty entertaining. We're both a bit faster than Eric here, so I get a good run off the corner. I think I can probably drive this one in. Pass. So I'm going, I get a good exit. I should still be able to keep it alongside of him down the straightaway, which should give me a shot in at 1 and 2. Not as good as I thought, but I know Eric's getting loose. This is where I was like, oh, Hunter, why are we going 3 wide here? And he backs out of it. Thankfully, it was a nice move from him. Very thankfully backed out of it. Now it's just all about trying to clear Eric off of 4 here, which don't get done this time. He gets a little loose. That keeps me alongside of him. And now this time going into 1 and 2 without a car on the inside of me, I can kind of use the track a little better. I get cleared. Eric backs out of it. So that's that. Up to 5th. I see a couple cars in front of me. It's time to test those tires out, see what I got. Start that lap. Honestly, I should have probably utilized the top just a little bit more, but again, I don't know, the race went really well. Middle in 3 and 4 was really nice once the run got late like this. I don't think you need to run the top in 3 and 4. 1 and 2, the top was pretty nice, but I had enough right rear on it the whole time that the middle never really got bad for me. See, getting this gap closing out pretty good. Sam's behind me now. Let's go back on. See, he's really close to that wall. Exactly. Grabs that wall a little bit again. I think he cuts me a little bit of slack here on exit. That's 4th. Definitely running some fast laps. That little chirp of the throttle, I think, is what cost me getting the spot on Ruben. He really drives it in hard. And then I have Anderson Henderson pitting there. Give Isaiah a little bit of a scare. Nothing too egregious. Say this is just never really got the run I needed to get Ruben here. He's doing a good job defending. I think my stuff is a little better by this point in the run. He's declaring his pin, so I'm just going to get out of his way there. Yeah, those guys all pit. I didn't want to be part of that mess, so I stayed out an extra lap. Or 2 even, maybe. I'm not sure. Isaiah knows it's time for him to pit after that little moment. So I think I get really loose off of 2 this time. Just like my indicator's like, okay. Yeah. It's pretty loose. So here's my pit entry. My marker was because right when I got to about that purple sign, let off, bring it in. Whew, I was giving it all she could handle there, and thankfully didn't have any issues. Got down to speed. So, looking back, a lot of guys were keeping it on the main track a little bit longer, so you can probably try to do that too to stabilize a bit. Got down to 50, no problems. Next big thing is not sliding through your box, but also taking it aggressively so you keep your speed up. And that was about as good as it gets right there. So I know Hunter came in behind me, and I think he went from a couple tenths behind to like 2 seconds. So I gained a lot of time on him through this pit cycle, but he does run me down once we get on track. I think a lot of guys start pushing once they didn't have people to gauge their pace off of in a pack. There were some, like, Hunter was really moving on this green flag run to start. So were Eric and Isaiah. I'm on fresher tires than these guys. They were checking away from me, but I really think that their pace was too fast. I think they really were pushing these tires early in this run. It's like right here, that's more aggressively than I ran that corner at the beginning of the last run. These guys are putting a little bit of gap in me. On my relative, Sam and I were running pretty similar pace, but 63 and 60 were really flying, and Hunter was even faster than them. So it would have been really interesting to see what happened on the long run with the way some of these guys were going early on this one. But as you can see, we never really got that chance. This is just a little bit of driving. Nothing happens. Just pacing myself. Running down the leaders because they're on older tires. These guys are like 1 or 2 laps older than me. Hunter's on the same lap as me. just, you know, trusting the rubber that eventually this rubber get us all like rubber banded back together, and I would hopefully have enough tire to really get through these guys. But unfortunately, that is not the race we got. It would be cool to see that. Yeah, that's just like, I think his line at 3 and 4 is better. I think I should probably get up with that. I like what I do in 1 and 2. I think that works for me really well. But 3 and 4, I should probably figure out how to get that bottom lane figured out early on. Lose a lot of time right there. I'm just prepared to give it to him. He's run me down from a ways back, and I just, you know, I feel like once he's in front of me, I can our pace. Use his draft to pull me along a little bit. Unfortunately, about the moment he gets in front of me, we get another caution, and never really get to see how that run would have played out. It's way here. So yeah, that's 7th place. Caution. A little bit of a heartbreaker. A little bit of fun run to see get to the finish of it. That's what it is. Pit stop. I think everything goes fine there. Nothing really to write home about. I'll say Anderson's leading. So, again, restarting on the 2nd place. In the lane of the 2nd place car, which is a little bit of a disadvantage. Always. That's why it always seems to happen. Eventually in this race, I think I get it. I'm able to hold outside of Hunter here. Exit over the wall. Not ideal. Kills my run, but I'm able to keep my foot in it and stay in front of her, stand outside of Hunter. Which allows me to try to save my tires from a bit further up in the group, which generally helps you from having to pass a lot of guys later on. If you can save tire without letting guys around you. Dustin really slid it up there, and I took it easy on him there. Could have definitely pushed the issue, but I saw him really struggling to keep it down there. Instead of, because right here is where I want to be getting full throttle, but just not worth it. That would have probably been some contact if I tried. Does hurt my run down the back stretch. 64 gets me. Again, this is a run where I kind of, starting off a bit slow, saving my stuff. try not to get, try not to get run over. Oh yeah, Nathan Johnson really slid it up there. I really had to give him a break. This was very aggressive. Again, better to just let it off, ride it out, get wrecked. Eventually it'll work out. As long as you're still driving. Cars are like this. So that was my biggest moment where I almost wrecked. And that one's from Dustin. He like kind of, I want to say he gets loose, and like it just, the way his car angles, it just packs a ton of air onto my left rear quarter, and it just makes the car want to fucking like spin. Like he gets loose and like right there, I don't know, that air, the way that air changed, I had not got that loose all the time. But they gave me a chance to right the ship here. It might have been the second closest I got to spin, but I think there might have been one moment later in this race where I got a little closer, but that was really sketchy. Thought up to fourth. Feeling good. Tires are feeling good. I do feel like if I can make the right moves, I've absolutely got enough pace to go with this thing. Pressured behind now by Hunter. Nate. So yeah, this is ripping that high line. Yeah, right there, Anderson kills all my momentum. It sucks. If I have the momentum to get on the outside of Anderson there, I'd probably get to third, and I'd probably eventually pass Isaiah and Sam. They'll lead this thing, but that hurt my momentum pretty severely. So I just got to work it back up again. Driving this thing really well at this point. Being too wide though kind of hurts our ability to really put those guys down. It'd be nice if you just did the, fall in line and maybe do some work. I think it's really loose there. Anderson gets really loose. I'm like wide eyes, like, oh, I got this. Huge run. Anderson gets Isaiah's draft, and he just sends it into that corner like crazy. I can't keep my foot in it. Of course, Monix, smells blood in the water, so he takes it. Hunter very graciously doesn't hop to my outside, drop me to 6th. But yeah, it was based about the balls, which is a hard guy to pass, so it's gonna be tough to get that drop done. Yeah, just didn't have the momentum to get to Anderson's outside on that area of the track, so unfortunate, but just gotta trust it. I'm fast right now, I'm just gotta get it done. Really, unfortunately, it's like I feel like I'm really coming in here. We're gonna get another caution, so some really unfortunately timed. Anderson really chops Daniel's nose off there, and then that's caution. So Anderson pulls off a crazy move and gets bailed out by caution. I mean, he is one of the luckiest sons of guns I've ever seen. I mean, this is a crazy move on his teammate. At no point was he not going to just chop his nose off here. I mean, that is a wild move. Very easily to be, and he gets bailed out completely by the caution. I mean, insane stuff. Drives so recklessly. Alex did a really good job avoiding it. Alright, let's go. Let's go watch the pit stops. Came in 5th. I think I come out 4th on this one. I think I did a really good... Yeah, Anderson must have slid through his box or something. This time I get to restart behind the leader, so that was fun. That was fun. I like when I can do that, because that gives me a little bit of an edge on the guys that don't get to restart behind him. I don't think I get the best jump here, but it's good enough to get me a second. Here I just, being in second, I can just run the outside, kind of play the lanes behind me, save some tire. This run, if we go green from this run, I really like my chances. Just being able to get behind the leader on the restart puts me to second. I am in such a good place to control my pace, keep it in the front, keep my tires on it. This could not be working better for me with about 60 laps to go, which would have been an easy one-stopper. This would have been gold if we get to go green from here. I think I legitimately have a great chance of winning this. So again, just riding the outside. I can keep my tires on it. I mean, not really outside, run in the middle. I can keep my tires on and run in the middle. And I can stop, it's tough to get past on the inside, so I can kind of bog guys down and play the lanes a little. Anderson really nailed it inside that corner. I was impressed by that one. I thought I'd be able to stop about anybody from doing that. He just caught me totally sleeping. But still being third here is totally fun. I feel great about where I'm at. Honestly, I think having Anderson get behind Sam might have even helped me in the long run, because he's really forcing Sam to drive a little bit harder than I was planning on making him drive. So I really wish this would have just gone green in the end from here. Scheduling there from Anderson. Mistake trying to pass Anderson low again. Not that late in the corner or into a straightaway. It's just never gonna work. Not this early or not. Yeah, just sticking patient. I mean, I am just running some pristine laps. Yeah, my tires underneath me all the way. The commotion. That really sucks. That really sucks. But not a lot you can do about it. I want to see how close. Thinking back on this, I'm gonna look and see how close this race off pit road was. Yeah, if I was a really smart man and just really thinking strategically in the moment, I should have sandbagged exit here, knowing that Sam likes to restart on the outside from the leader position. And that fourth place would be the car that lines up behind him. I should have tried to sandbag it and let Molnix get by me. I imagine he's smart, so he's probably thinking the same thing. So he's probably being pretty easy on this to make sure he doesn't beat me off. I'm willing to bet he's going to try to play it to he's trying to just beat Isaiah and not beat me. So, I mean, he's really good at stuff like that. Very smart. If I was really thinking, I would have tried harder to come out fourth. I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I was just trying to get off pit road without losing any spots. But yeah, he was not. He wasn't trying his hardest to beat me out. That is for sure. I think yeah. He gets up to 50. You can see him slow down there. Yeah. He played it pretty deftly. I think whether he meant to or not, it was the right move, and that helps a lot. Restarting behind the leader. So, just a micro thing that I'll hopefully have in the back of my head the next time I get in that kind of position. Jump by the outside guys. Luckily for me, Hunter doesn't get a great jump, so I get to go to fourth. And Anderson just absolutely says, no, you're not getting to my outside here. He just gets me so tight here. He just dumps the air onto my front. Yeah, so I don't get to the outside again, which sucks. I get loose. Keep it in fourth. Don't crash. Would have been nice. Would have been nice to get that run. Anyway, so we get started here. I'm trying to remember exactly how this run plays out. I do know we go green at the end on this one. Unfortunately, we don't go green at the end on the one I was running second or third. We go on this one where we've got all the fast guys in front of me. I also know that it's really not a great time to be trying to save tire, just because there's only like 40 laps or so left, so you don't have to run any full runs. So saving tire really doesn't mean a whole lot. Right there, that was probably my worst turns 1 and 2 of the whole race. I just slid my right front that whole time. So I was like, oh yeah, I can't be doing that. You don't have to save a lot of tire, but you can't be stupid on it. So. Oh yeah, that was a rough wall for me there. I think Isaiah ends up looking low because that. I feel bad. He's forced to look low, and I just can't give him that spot at this point in the race. Just a rough moment for me there, but we'll get back into it. Get a great run on Anderson again, and this time just drives it so hard. It's too early in the run. He's got too much tire to lean on. That move's never gonna work. And now, because I got a little too impatient, I'm gonna lose at least one extra spot. I think I lose the spot to Isaiah. Isaiah gives him a little taste of his own medicine there. It's just 3 wide. It was sketchier than I even realized. I didn't know Isaiah was shooting at 3 from where I was, so I'm getting a little tight, thinking I'm good, but yeah, Isaiah's all the way up there, so get out of it unscathed, but I lose a lot of track position. That kind of really put a little bit of a damper in my ability to try to win this thing. Going from 4th to 8th, I think. Too much race left to really think that way. Actually, these spots in front of me, I can still get this. Eric gets real tight. I still have Tate on the outside. That kills me. But I'm able to get up to the outside, which is huge. So, been a little bit of a hornet's nest, but now I've got the ability to fight out of them. Time to save tires here. You gotta be going. Tate gets loose. You get the run on him. I definitely drove in more aggressively there. Tate was pretty generous. Able to get that run off. So, back up to 6th. It's not as bad as it looked there briefly. Yeah, if you're getting ready to make a move to the inside of somebody, you gotta be really confident you can pull it off, or at least have no one breathing down your neck from behind. Oh, this was nearly incredibly unfortunate because I didn't even want to make an inside move on somebody. If I get stuck on the inside of Isaiah here, and I have Eric and Tate breathing down my neck, so I'm like, oh man, I'm about to lose spots again just because of some unfortunate timing when Isaiah got in the wall. I know I'm fighting for my life at this point, so I really drove it into there and get stuck, thankfully. I think Isaiah took it a little easy on me, but I know he was struggling, so I had to do what I had to do there. I mean, if I don't clear him there, I'm losing 2 more spots again, and it's, you know, that's just time and positions that I can't really afford to give up. So it was kind of a do or die moment, and it worked out pretty well. Fifth again. So only netted out 1 spot worse than I was running before I tried to pass Anderson. I think I had room behind me to play with. I want to say I had a little bit of a gap, so I was thinking it was probably worth a shot. Really, I mean, the way I got off the corner there was not bad. Usually they do get huge. These guys on this, right? We're all not worth it anymore, especially with the leaders. Ooh, Sam really gets loose there. Again, I'm like, well, if I'm gonna lose, you know, if you guys are gonna lose that much momentum, I have to look inside. But again, just because Sam's there, there's no way I'm gonna be able to clear both of them. They're teammates. They're, you know, they're working together. They want to be running third and fourth. They don't want to be more than them. So they're gonna do whatever they can to keep me back here. It's one of the unfortunate things about not having a teammate running up here in the front five when we just playing a bit of a numbers game. Oh, contact. I don't remember that as much. But yeah, big save from Moments. You know, I could use him as a pick here. That, I forgot about that. But yeah, that really gets me up to third. That's when he decides to pit. That's when him and Isaiah decide to pit, and that actually ends up being the race winning. I got really excited. Just getting a little bit excited. Didn't need to, but it doesn't cost me much. Just a little bit of a run. I don't lose the spot to Nathan. To keep going from there. But anyway, that's where that was where Monix and Isaiah they pit. That turns out to be the race-winning strategy for them. They had to sweat out a few laps where the caution would have really screwed them, but they didn't, so they came out like bandits. But anyway, up to third here. I'm liking my prospects. I'm thinking, gotta run this thing a little long. Pitting now, getting caught with a caution, take a easy top 5 run and turn it into a, hopeful top 10 run. Do that. So. Again, we are getting into the point of this run where I feel like my tires are better than anybody's. So getting great runs on Sam off these corners. Anderson's getting really loose in front of me. Sam gets loose there. I think this time I should clear. It is just so tough to pass on the bottom until somebody's tires are really giving out on the outside. There. Monix is on fresh. Should be. We're already pit. Oh no. They didn't turn out. Okay, so they didn't pit that early. They pit here. Okay. So they pit with 21 to go. Unfortunately, being unable to get around Sam, Anderson does kind of start to put a little bit of a gap on us. So yeah, I'm still thinking about, running long, trying not to let a caution ruin the race. this is a pit lap where Anderson pits, Sam pits, Nathan pits. So he pit a lap early. They all pit a lap before me. So that means they get a whole, like... They pit a lap or two before me, so they get a whole couple of seconds on me on racetrack. But I did such a good job getting pit entry. Did not affect me. I don't know if I pit this time. Alright, I pit this time. So... It's sketchy, but I made it work. I think I downshifted a third, maybe a little too early. There's some things I could probably do to increase stability, but the time was good. I just gotta hit the box. Pretty good. So I think I pit about 6 laps after Isaiah and Molnix. 1 lap after Sam and Nathan, and Anderson, but Anderson took 2 tires for some reason. That was proved to be very costly for him. I was able to get out in front of Anderson, or Nathan Johnson, which was huge considering how much oil, like, you know, the fact that they pit a lap before me. My pit cycle was so good. If I have clean track here, I am in a great spot, and I do not. So we'll see how it plays out. You know, I've got Nathan Johnson breathing down my bumper. He's driving some good hard laps. I'm trying to catch Sam. He's trying to catch me. Got Dylan right here. I think we're all lapped down at this point. I think that gray car in front of Sam, Nathan Fryer, is the leader, I want to say, at this point. So getting back past him would be huge, just for, you know, in case of a caution here. That would make life a little bit simpler. It's time to start running some laps. Once we get around to Fryer, I'll compare some lap times. Start tracking them here. Once we get back to the finish line, potentially times everybody's running in front of me. Up there, you can see that's where Anderson, Molnix, Isaiah all are. They put so much earlier than us. Alright, so I ran a 31.3. Sam's at a 31.4. Anderson's a 32.0. Last time Anderson at the very front, he dropped like a rock. Tim's 31.9. Got 31.5 from Isaiah. 31.6 from Molnix. 31.8 from Eric. Eric also short pit, even more severely. So he's on the oldest stuff here, but he got to lead some laps. It was worth a shot. Yeah, got Nathan right up my bum. Hunter, he's driving hard. Let's see what he's going like. Yeah, he's really putting some laps together. So he's at 31.3, 31.2, 31.2. Sam's at a 31.4. Anderson's almost at a 32. 31.7, 31.9, 31.7. So we're gaining a lot of time on those guys. Only, 10 or so laps left. Really running Sam down hard here. He was also running Anderson down hard. Sam is really drifting him off these exits. He's really running that right front very hard. Yeah, 31.237, 295, 266. So Hunter's right with us. Sam 528. 3179, 63, 32.0, 31.8, 31.8. So, I mean, they're still dealing with Eric here, so they're a little bit slower. It's still almost 0.6 of a second on them that lap. That pace where we would easily catch them. Problem is, we don't get to keep that pace the rest of the run. That's unfortunate. Slow Sam up there. So I'm at a 31.4. 31.4 for Hunter, 31.4 for Nathan, 31.4 for me, 31.6 for Sam, 32 for Anderson, 32.1 for Kep, 32.0, 31.9. So again, that's another 0.6 knocked off. We are flying. It's just like if I have a clean track here, golden, but we got Anderson slipping and sliding. So yeah, I'm down to 31.7 that lap. Johnson's 31.7. Hunter's 31.5. He gains a bit of time there. Sam's at a 31.7. Kep 32.2, 31.8. So we only gain a couple of tenths that time. Seven, 31.7, 31.6, 31.76, 32.3. Oh, he's struggling. 32.0, 32.0. So we got 0.3 on him that time. I am so much faster than Sam here. I'm down to a 31, 31.6. He's at a 31.73. 32.4, 32.1, 32.1. I mean, I've got the pace. If I could just be clear of Sam here, it'd be so much easier. He's 31.58. I mean, me and Nathan were flying. Sam was kind of holding us up a little. Where's Hunter? Hunter was in front of him. 31.7. I mean, we were cruising. If we could have just quickly gotten by Sam. I think Nathan and I run this down, but I'm unable to keep the throttle down there, and then I've got to deal with Johnson passing me, so I'm not behind them now. It's just, it's tough. Their teammates, they're going to make it hard on me. That's what they want to do. They told me about it afterwards. Sam's just struggling so much. I know Sam's telling Nathan to stay behind him, but we were just so much faster. But yeah, this racing here that cost us. We aren't gonna. We're gonna have a tough time running down Molnix, and we're gonna have to battle Hunter off now. We're just giving up all this time here. 32-1 last time. It's 32-0. It's just not really good. But I, gotta try to get around Sam. He's just too slow here. Give him a little pinch. Not enough to let Nathan behind or up on the outside. Just forcing Sam to keep. Oh yeah, he really succeeded. This is the racing for third that I was talking about. This is some of the best stuff. This is crazy. We got old tires, kind of clean tires, and then me and Nathan flying. I'm on the freshest ones of these four. And these guys side by side wiggling. Gotta get out of the gas. Oh my god. Once this is done, we'll do an overhead replay of this. This is some awesome stuff. Oh boy. That was the move that gets me this third position, I think. Just really running 3 and 4 perfectly here. It's in the middle, clean air on my nose, in the gas, and the rear end just never steps out. Oh, that is a beautiful run. And I get to Sam's left rear, which puts air on him and makes him even looser than he already was. Let's see if we can watch him. He's already fighting here. Super loose. That little bit of a slip is all it takes. I'm below. I just gotta get through 1 and 2. Gotta get in hard. Just gotta get in that throttle as soon as it's pointed and just give it everything she's got on exit here. Oh man. Luckily I got through there good enough that he couldn't quite keep it on the outside. Whew, that was a hell of a slider. He really dove it in here. But that's just never gonna slide on exit. Oh. Yeah. A little unfortunate contact, but I mean he sent it so hard on entry here that Hunter just he dies in front of Hunter on this exit. I mean, there's just not a whole lot Hunter can do. He tries to cut it low, and it's just not. He just can't cut it low enough because Nathan's there. And yeah, I think Hunter ends up 5th, Nathan 4th, Sam 6th. But yeah, we'll get an overhead of this last couple laps because it was some awesome racing. It was a ton of fun. Let's go back to... let's go. wish I wouldn't have went on the inside of Sam here. I think if I stick up like right on his bumper on his left rear, I probably have a shot at getting him loose on exit. This is the one where Nathan sends it in. Ooh, that gets tight. That gets tight. Luckily, somehow Eric like let Sam get to the outside of him. Because if Sam goes to the inside of Eric and I get stuck behind Eric, I am screwed. Because Sam's faster than Eric. Eric is dropping like a rock here. So this allows me to take Nathan Johnson and pick him. And not have to worry about him. Sam gets so loose right there. Everybody's got to be out of the throttle. Struggling. This run right here this was one of my best corners of the whole race. Given the tire wear and everything, I mean this was immaculate. Sam really drives in hard. I give it everything she's got on exit here. Oof. Man, was that perfect. Textbook. That's how you get to the line. Watch this from. Oh, it's just that little bit is enough to send Sam on the wall. Unfortunate for Sam. He gets a 2x, I think, for that. But not a lot Hunter can do. I mean, Sam overshot that entry. Just a little too much. Man, what a run to the finish. Awesome race. So much fun. Thanks for watching it back with me. All right. Peace out.